Hi guys, welcome to Reality with T. So I want to discuss 90 Day Fiance episodes 1 through 4. The couple Jovi and Yara. Okay? So Jovi is from New Orleans and Yara is from Kiev, Ukraine. So Jovi is an underwater robotics worker and he travels with his job 4 weeks in and 4 weeks out. So I think when I heard about that, I was like, that's the dopest job ever because he gets to travel all over the world. You work 4 weeks, you're off 4 weeks. You can plan some bomb vacations. And that's what he did, right? That's how he met Yara. So he basically met her, one of the countries he was in. And I guess every time maybe he went somewhere else for 4 weeks, they would meet there. They would, they've been doing this for like over a year, I think, like that, meeting up. And, they were in a relationship, but it was kind of like a travel partner relationship. And what happened was one time, I guess they slipped up and she got pregnant. And he was like, oh, damn, we got to take this seriously. So he was completely down with getting the K1 visa for her to come here. I guess they had to get married because he was going to, they were going to raise the baby together. And then what happened was she lost the baby. And I think after that, he was like, okay, I just missed the bullet, dodged the bullet, And he wasn't really into being in a relationship with her. But then the K1 visa came through. So it was kind of like, I guess in his head, it's kind of like, I can still get out of this type of thing, but let me see where it goes. She was coming anyway. And I think that the issue that they're going to have, the biggest issue that they're going to have, and a lot of the 90 Day Fiance couples have, is that they fall in love with the vacation partner, and which is different from the wife or the spouse, because it's different from living at home, going to work every day, having to deal with bills, finances, family, all those type of things. Is very different. On vacation, I know the way that I vacation. I go to vacation, I take like however much money I'm going to take because I don't want to be on a budget. I just want to, let's eat here. Let's do this activity. Let's do this and that because I'm not at home. Yeah. I don't get away that often. So if I'm going, I'm not going to be worried about, I'm only going to spend $20 for a meal, whatever it is. No, let's go. Let's go. I'm down. You know what I mean? $20 for a meal, whatever. I don't do this at home. Let's do it, and I think that's where a lot of these couples go wrong, because then when they get to the United States, it's like, oh, wait, no, I got to go to work. Oh, wait, no, I don't live in a big city, or I don't live on a beach. We have to, go work out in the farm or go do this and go do that. And then that's why the foreigner comes and they're like, okay, this is not what I expected. And I think this is exactly what's going to happen with these folks. So he says that his friends never thought it would work. Apparently, he has been a partier. He's been impulsive. He's the player of the town or of the family. And she seems like many of the other, I'm sorry to say it, the folks that came from the Ukraine, the other Ukrainian girls that are glammed up. They're very city. They're chic. It seems like they probably have rich men from somewhere meeting up with them or giving them money, and they're living way above their means because they're not really working. And I think that they believe coming to the United States, they're going to be with that type of a guy. I feel like a lot of these girls, when I think about Anfisa, I think about somebody else from the Ukraine, even that old guy, what was his name, that had the young 27-year-old that he never met for 7 years. They're playing these dudes. You know what I mean? Like, he's sending you money. Of course, I'm going to take it year after year. I never have to really meet up with you and do anything. I'm taking the money. I'm living off of it. And so I think that they think, okay, if I come here, I'm going to be with that type of guy. I'm going to be with a rich guy. I'm still going to be living this type of life, but I'll be in America. And that's not what we are offering them when they get here. So, but the thing is, I like her, right? So when she came over, she doesn't seem that she's that into him either, right? Because they asked her the same way that they asked Natalie. They said, what do you love about Jari? And she's like, I don't know what I love about him. And then I thought about it. I said, maybe it's a cultural thing. She's also from the Ukraine. Maybe the way that they think about love is different. Maybe they see love as acts of generosity, or I don't know what it is that they see, because both of them said that they can't really say it's love. So they must see it in a different way. It's just interesting to me. But either way, she says she doesn't know what she loves about him. She doesn't seem that interested. She's complaining as soon as she gets off the flight, of course, the same way. And she just reminds me of an an Anfisa type of a person, but I like her a little bit better because she isn't as nasty as Anfisa. So she gets to the apartment. Basically, he's from the Bayou, and that's where his mother lives, but he knew she was coming, so he did get an apartment for both of them. He got it in the city, and apparently, according to the store retail saleswoman, that he is in like the nicest part of the city, and it isn't cheap to live there, and he did a good job finding the apartment. But of course, when she comes, she thinks the apartment is too small, it's not decorated, it isn't prepared for her. And she says it's not clean, and then she's complaining that he had plastic glasses. And then he wants her to go out, and she says she's too tired to go out, but he wants her to meet his friends. Now this is the same thing that happened with the dude in California, the girl that came from Finland. As soon as mind you, this one, Yari, she'd been flying for 30 hours because of whatever he did with the plane ticket. She kept saying he took the cheap plane ticket, so she had to do like 3 or 4 different flights. So it's like, even when I take my 4 or 5 hour flight and I get somewhere, I need a moment to process, because as you guys might know, I need to decompress from the airport. Traveling stresses me out. Even if it is not a stressful travel, like there are no delays, it's not a lot of turbulence, whatever, I still feel like I need to kind of decompress, because you have to find your transportation to where you're going. You get to the hotel, you got to check in. Like, it's a lot of steps, whatever it is, right? I understand. Like, I just got off the plane, relaxed, especially after 30 hours, and she looked very tired. But he was disappointed because she didn't want to go out on her first night in and hang out with his friends. And I'm like, what do you guys expect? She literally, mind you, she's not coming with one little carry-on. She's coming with her whole life, because she's going to be staying indefinitely. Like, I'm going to be here. Give me a moment to go home and shower and sleep, and then I'll deal with you and your friends or whatever the next day or 2 days. Give me a few days to relax. Like, I'm going to be here, supposedly. But that disappoints him, right? So, let's see. Why does this keep moving up? So, she's complaining. She wants to get some sleep. But finally, they got some sleep. And the next day, I believe he took her out to Bourbon Street. And she is not impressed. She's like, this is nasty. The Ukraine looks better. And from what I understand, Bourbon Street is pretty nasty. I've been there. I remember before I got there, people were like, it's going to smell like puke and all this kind of stuff, and pee or whatever. It's interesting that she said that, because everybody says that about it. I don't necessarily remember that about it. But I also did have a very good time drinking and walking outside, which was shocking her as well. But she's just like, okay, this is nasty. And she was not impressed. So this is, again, her complaining more and the whole thing. And of course, he's starting to feel like he can't do anything to please her. And she's just complaining, and she's high maintenance. But he also knew that she was high maintenance before she got here. So now the next day, I believe he talks to her about taking her to his mother's house out in the Bayou, and the mother wants her to sleep over, and she's not comfortable with sleeping over. So she doesn't want to, because she, again, is like, I just got here. Now I didn't even acclimate to the apartment I'm supposed to be living in. Now we have to go stay at your mother's house, who I never met, and I have to acclimate to staying in her place. I understand what she's saying. Like, I feel like sometimes sleeping over at other people's homes is a burden now. You have to wake up, you have to get dressed and then go home. Sometimes you just want to wake up. Sometimes I'd rather just get home very, very late and then sleep and wake up and be in my own home and shower. You know what I mean? So I understand her. And also, I would just imagine coming from a different country. You don't even know the culture. You don't know the language so well. Like, I can see why she would be uncomfortable, but he's not really listening to that. And he's not taking no for an answer. And she is also not really saying, she's like, I never said I was coming. I need you to understand, when I say no, I mean no. So I like her because she's headstrong, and I do see her perspective in this. So, at one point he said to her, you don't have a choice, type of a thing. You can go back. And she tells him, I don't mind going back. So we already see now that he's starting to be a bit of a jerk. And when I liked him in the beginning, and I'm like, oh, he has a good job, he's been living the life, the whole thing, I can already see that this isn't going to work out, because I'm not a fan of his at all, because he ended up being a jerk this episode. So, and I see on the blogs, again, everybody always goes in on the foreigner, on the woman. Oh, she's complaining. She needs to be thankful for this and that. And that's exactly how they're acting. She needs to be thankful because I brought you here, and you need to do what I say. Like, fuck out of here. Like, you're mad. You're being controlling. I'm not a fan of it. I'm over it. I'm over these men, these American men being jerks. So She ends up going to stay with the mother, and I guess she ended up saying, fine, I'll sleep over. And I was very impressed. She was very personal with the mom. They were laughing and joking. The mother seemed to like her. The mother says, of course, she's very, very pretty. I'm going to be cautious about her. But she did seem to get along very well with her, which was good, because sometimes it's hard to joke when it's not your native language. You know what I mean? And, and you don't know the culture. So I thought that was pretty cool. I did like her. The mother said she would have been offended if she did not sleep over, because in the Cajun culture, you sleep anywhere. It's very common for people to just go over people's houses to stay over and sleep. And that could be different for her. So they also have to respect her culture as well, which is what we don't do a lot when we're, our snooty Americans. So, he finds out while he's there that I think that what he was going to do was, she was going to be there for 2 weeks, and he was going to have to go to work for an entire month, and then come back, and then they would have like a month and a half left of the 90 days, and they would have to get married, which is crazy to me, but that's how it was going to be. Now he found out he might have to leave for work a little bit earlier, and she's kind of perturbed, like, okay, I just got here, are you serious? Which I can completely understand. So, the mother brings up the wedding, and she says, Yara says that she wants to have the wedding in Vegas because her family isn't going to be here. So I just rather it be me and him, because I don't want it to just be one-sided. We're here with your family. My family can't come. Like, and I understand what you're saying. Like, so I'm going to show them pictures of me having fun with your family, and then they're unable to be here. Why don't we just go away and do it by ourselves? And I completely get her, but now the mother is kind of pressuring her. Oh, well, your grandparents want to be a part of it. Da-da-da. Mommy, is not your wedding. Fall back. Okay? You're doing too much. And then she also says, I don't want to get married at your mother's house. She was like, I don't want to get married in a trailer park. I didn't see the home, but she doesn't want to get married in a trailer park. That's on her. So then we see them go furniture shopping, and as soon as he gets there, he wants to leave. I guess their whole thing was to look for a mirror for her and a rug, because I guess she just wants to bring her own personal touch to the apartment. It looks like a bachelor pad. It's not really put together. The furniture's kind of falling apart. Whatever it is, she isn't happy with it. They were going to get a rug. He wants to leave. He's being very snippy about it. At one point, and this is the second time in the episode where he told her, like, at one point she was like, we need more of these. She didn't know how to say hangers. And he's like, well, we'll get it once you learn how to speak it, once you know how to say it. And it was like, okay, that was unnecessary. Then there was another time in the furniture store where he was like, you need to learn English. And I was glad the salesman was all up in their business. People were talking about that saleswoman on the blogs, and she was like, you need to apologize for that. That was uncalled for, because he was being very nasty to her in that furniture store. And so, I'm trying to figure out then, like, do they even like each other? He starts getting nasty. He doesn't like the rug that she wants to pick out. And so they kind of get into it, and she just kind of walks out and leaves. They take a cab home. When they get out, he leaves her in the car, closes the door in her face when they're going into the building. I'm very disgusted by him. Jovi is telling her, like, I didn't like the rug. Why do we have to buy that rug? You don't respect my opinion. And she's like, well, okay, I wanted the rug. I don't like anything in this house. I came all the way over here. I just want the rug. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it was like there was no consideration for what she wants. You know what I mean? And his whole thing is, you can't respect my opinion, but are you respecting hers, And then he was just kind of like, well, you have a place to live, don't you? I don't like stuff like that. Don't have me, I'm supposed to settle for whatever you give me, because you gave it to me and you have a place to live, so I shouldn't say anything. Again, fuck out of here. I'm not that type of person, and I love that she does not stand for that. At this point, she's crying, and then he kind of retreats, and he's kind of like, fine, you can get what you want. I'll go online. We'll get whatever you want, blah, blah, blah. He's trying to make her happy, but damn, after all of that, over a rug? And he has said, well, this in my house, and she said, you said my house. And he's like, I mean our house. And he's like, it's our house. She's like, that's not the point. Like, you brought me here so we could build a life together. You're telling me you bought this apartment for us, and then you are acting like this. You don't even understand. Like, you're saying it's your apartment. All of this over a rug. And she's like, it's not even about the rug. It's about the fact that you're not even letting me have a say, or just wanting me to feel comfortable in this place. I don't feel comfortable now. I tried to get one item, and we went through all this nastiness, and you, just because you didn't even want to compromise with me. You know what I mean? It was very unnecessary. At the same time, they both need to compromise. And that's where they're both very young and immature, and neither of them want to do that. So, Let's see. It's funny that I think he asked her about, how he liked the mother's food, how she liked the mother's food, and she was just kind of like, it tastes like nothing. It had no flavor. That was interesting. I don't know. I don't believe that, because I hear that in New Orleans, I think that all people, white, black, everybody, I just feel like they all use a lot of seasoning and spice and all that Cajun flavoring. So maybe it's just different for her. But it was interesting that she said that. I think that a lot of folks from the Ukraine don't sugarcoat things the way that people in America do. So maybe she felt that way, or maybe that's just the way she spoke, but she definitely didn't try to mince her words to make him feel better about it. So, I mean, it comes out as rude, you know what I mean? And I can see that. Let's see. Yeah, I'm just trying to figure out. I'm like, I don't even think that they like each other. They probably had some very good chemistry. They probably had fun on vacation, but I don't think this whole thing is going to work with them trying to get married in the whole thing. And again, like I said before, I think that they fell in love with each other as vacation partners. I do like that in the end, she says, if you say it again, that this is your house, I'm going to leave, because she says she's not afraid to go back to the Ukraine. There wasn't anything wrong with the Ukraine. She liked the lifestyle there, and she has no problem going back. So at least that'll hopefully keep him on his P's and Q's for a little while, because, a lot of these other folks, a lot of them think I can do and say whatever I want. And they're going to stay here because they want to be here so bad. And I like that she's like, no, I'm not the one for that. I feel like, as I said with the other ones, that they feel like they're coming to America and they're going to be with like this rich white man who's going to take care of everything, because they always get so disappointed when they get here. And what I see is that these are a lot of men who might be a little awkward, corny, whatever it is, coming from these rural places where they are not really around people that present themselves the way that she does, that are high maintenance and socialite-ish and, city type of girls. So they don't see them very often. They see them online, and it's like, oh, this would be a good arm piece to have. Of course you want somebody looking like a model, beautiful, walking around your home, but you also are selling them a dream, because you have them in the backwoods in a farm or a trailer somewhere. And this is not the lifestyle that they want or that they're going to stay in. Even if they do get with these guys, they'll stay for 2 years and then they'll be gone to the lifestyle in California that they want to be in. I think that these type of relationships will not work, because the girls get antsy. They want to be in the city. They're getting bored. It's funny how he's like, I think it was him that was like, we can try fishing. And she's like, okay, no, I don't really ever want to go fishing. What that is not her lifestyle, but it's kind of like they feel like, oh, because I'm American, they'll change, they'll change to this type of lifestyle. She's never probably going to want to be fishing on a swamp. Like, to me, I understand, I'm a city girl. I enjoy those type of things, because that's where there's a part of my heart that's in nature. So I do enjoy those things. I don't know that I can do it nonstop, constantly. Like I that's a good break for me. I find it relaxing. I find it fun to do new things like that. But I also know, I guess, that I'm coming back to a city-like place. I don't know that I would be living back there. Maybe I could, but I'm a little different. I think that these girls are looking for a certain type of lifestyle. They want to live this lifestyle, like this California mansion type of lifestyle, forever. And, get their Botox and their injections and the whole thing, and not have to work and do their thing. And these are not the type of guys that they're hooking up with. They're hooking up with guys who, they might have a little bit of money to go on vacation and have fun with you and spend on you when they're out there because it's cheaper. But here they have to work hard. They're not meeting up with girls like that. Then they get surprised when you come and you're high maintenance. You knew that these girls were high maintenance. You know what I mean? So for somebody like Mike, I'm like, you should have just gone down to the store, to the little shopping plaza you tried to sell to her, find one of the cashiers and marry them, because they understand the area. They understand the type of work that you do. They understand the type of lifestyle that you're living. They probably would be fine sitting at home with you and Uncle Bo and eating chips and watching the football game, whatever it is. You should know that Natalie is not into that kind of stuff. So why are you surprised? Either way, I've been talking too long. Like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think in the comments, and I will see you for the next video. Talk to you soon. Reality with T. Bye-bye.